friends.
Hi, friend.
Hi. I can't breathe.
If you're wondering, we had a wonderful pre-recording.
You should check out our Instagram. But have you ever wondered? Okay, sorry, the laughter is now starting to hurt. Okay, have you ever wondered if we had a battle in giant hamster balls?
I would love that. I've always wanted to go in a giant hamster ball.
Always.
Jonelle, compose yourself.
Okay, Megan, you can talk.
Okay, so I have been in one of those giant hamster balls before. It was like on a pool, so we were like running on water. And if you're wondering why I'm struggling with a microphone today, it's because Casper Jr. decided
Casper Jr. is with us today and decides that microphones are fun.
to eat. So if I'm blurred, if there's a blurry thing in my lap, it's because Casper Jr. is here to play. And if you hear any, that's also him.
Sorry for the noise, you non-people who are watching. No. Eat egg or nubby, not the not the microphone.
Welcome to Family of Disney.
Okay. We're talking about G Force today, this dysfunctional opening.
That's why I tried to open with hamster balls, but I'm also completely crying.
And we have Casper Jr. here playing Mike. Okay.
We're a madhouse today. Welcome to Friends of Disney. Please check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, wherever you listen to your podcast.
Make sure to follow, subscribe, so that way you get notified of new episodes, and don't forget to hit the like button to help us out. But yeah, G Force, the most random movie that Disney could come up with making in the late 2000s, early 2010s, I think.
The Guinea Pig Force.
Guinea Pig FBI.
Yes.
Guinea Pig Spy Squad.
I might not talk today.
Here's what we're gonna do. Let me just unplug the mic. Let him have it, and we'll share the mic. Pull on the mic, honey. We're gonna share a mic today, okay?
Cool. Casper Jr. just decided my mic was...
It is truly now Family of Disney.
Okay. So, anyways.
And friend.
And friend.
And friend.
Steve. Steve.
Oh, okay, gotta get him situated first, and then we'll share mic. Just... Okay. First thoughts, Jonelle. What were your first interactions with this movie, when it first came out?
The nostalgic of watching it as a kid, all of those memories when I watched it as a kid popped up.
Tell us more.
Man, my childhood was way more wild than the actual movie. This sucked.
Like the movie sucked?
Yeah.
We'll touch on that. Megan, your first interactions with the movie.
Okay, so I have two thoughts about this movie. One, I remember when I first watched the movie, I didn't understand most of it because I feel like they're trying to blend they're trying to make a super spy movie for kids, right? But the whole time I was just like, what are they talking about? I could not understand what the bad thing that was happening was. I was like, okay, so they're gonna make coffee? Caffeine! And then I didn't realize that G Force was an actual thing, like gravity and stuff like that. G Force. So there's an episode of What's New Scooby-Doo where Daphne's going on a roller coaster and she goes, G Force, G Force, G Force, and I was like, she's talking about that one rodent movie? What a weird reference.
So for me, like you, all I can think about is the memories from when I was younger, and for me, I remember
too fart on my tongue.
Casper Jr. farted on Megan. But anyways, when this movie came out, I saw it with 3 of my cousins that I was really close with growing up, and Did you ever do that thing growing up when you were like a kid or whatever, and you had friends you like the same show, and you'd be like, for like Power Ranger, you're the Red Ranger, you're the Pink Ranger. You ever do that kind of thing where you're trying
Well,
like
definitely not for this movie, but yeah.
my cousins and I did it for this movie, where one of my cousins was Blaster, the other was Juarez, and then me and my other cousin, who I call Dragon. Long story. Me and him would actually fight over who got to be Hurley, because we thought Hurley was the cool funny character that we liked, and so we would actually argue over which of us got to be Hurley, and the other one was stuck with Darwin.
Yeah, me and my cousins, so we often like spent most of our summers at my grandparents and like hung out there because the back of the house was the lake. And we often would like watch High School Musical and then decide which High School Musical character we were, and then create a whole dance of diving into the water to High School Musical songs and like all of that. But yeah, not with this movie. In fact, I only watched this movie by myself.
I also did the High School Musical thing, except I was always Sharpay, and I was very offended as a kid because I was like, "You're telling me I'm a diva?" I was not. I was like a very calm, very like quiet kid. So the fact I was always Sharpay makes me laugh.
I ended up always being Troy. Literally, like everything, I always ended up like kind of being the male character.
See, I never did it with High School Musical, but when it comes to this movie, I feel like this movie could have been a really good movie, but like Snow White was not given a good chance. Like I feel like it deserved a lot more than just this hour and a half it had to contain everything to.
Mm-hmm.
Like this could have been a cool series. If this movie was allowed to be a little bit longer, I feel like it could have been a little bit better.
Share a hot take. If they cut the humans out of this movie, it would be the exact same.
Disagree 100%.
I honestly wish it was only the guinea pigs.
In the same way that like Charlie Brown is like all about the kids, but like doesn't really show the adults.
I get that, but the whole
Like if they
point,
did a Toy Story type of thing, but only with the guinea pig, like
that'd be A Secret Life of Pets.
No, it would be Wonder Pets, but spies.
You're not wrong. See, my thing is, I don't mind the humans being there. Like the car chase with the freaking hamster balls was hilarious to me. And if you tell
that scene in my head, like as a child, was way cooler than actually watching it again.
that's because you had the eyes of a child and it was cool.
Can you put my glasses back on? I can't see.
Your head's gonna get wet.
I plan on
Casper Jr., just saying you're gonna make this incredibly hard to edit. Unlike the last time you were on and stayed still, virtually asleep. But anyways,
Motherhood, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Hello, non-binary friends. Let me introduce you to I'm sacrificing my hair so my baby doesn't scream in the podcast.
But look at the cute little feet.
but
Look at the destroying hands.
I don't know. I thought the movie. Okay, as a movie, it does fail as a movie, but I still like really enjoy it and I'm entertained by it. Like there was some stuff that I thought was really funny, like the little hamster that was basically like psychotic.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really funny. Megan got grossed out over every.
Insect.
Oh.
You good?
Yeah, he's a boy. He's fine.
Anyway, what were you saying?
You and the bugs of the movie.
Yes, they gave me the ick. They gave me like the chills running down your spine, bad ASMR feeling. Oh, okay. Gotta adjust my glasses. Gotta make sure my hair didn't fall off my head. Gotta redo my hair. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, no, it gave me the ick. It gave me, like, especially when we saw it, like, head first in food, I was like, I was trying not to gag. Oh,
Sorry, friends. This is a very dysfunctional episode because of Casper Jr.
Most of the time, we're not this dysfunctional.
so let me also go on my quick rant about the female character. So I've been watching this YouTuber called Athena P, and she's wonderful. Go check her out. She doesn't know of my existence, and that's totally fine. But she does like lore videos about kid shows, and something she talks about is like the token female character, where it's like a group of like guys, and then like that one female.
What about Marcy?
Who?
Marcy, the female scientist.
Okay, we're talking about the main group of characters.
Okay, fine.
So, like, for example, Jake and the Neverland Pirates, you have Izzy. You have, what is it called? Super Y, you have two token female friends. There's just, like, always, like, the token female friend. And for this one, I can't remember her name. Juarez. And I dislike her. Jonelle. Did she give you, like, not like other girls vibes?
The girl guinea pig?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like in a bad way where she's like, I don't like makeup. I don't like dresses.
She was definitely not like the casual tomboy type of girl. She was just like this just isn't my style, get over it.
It felt very, watching it as an adult felt very like, I don't want to say sexist, but it felt very bashing of like females.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was like typing on her like Facebook computer, because of course she has a Facebook computer, about like how you have to understand guys to get what you want, and like her whole thing was like trying to pit the two like guy guinea pigs against each other. And I was like, great, because that's not a stereotype.
I definitely can see why you would be frustrated by that. I'm a guy saying this, so no one cancel me, please. I always just took her as someone who was just very sassy. Very sassy, very, I'm gonna say, like, really snappy. Like, she knows what she wants. You cross her line, she gonna wreck you. Like, almost ghetto.
She's the girl on Bring It On, where she's like, the girls at the black school. I hate to say it that way, but that's what it is.
Jonelle is saying she's the equivalent of, in the Bring It On movies, the girls from the black school. She feels sorry that she had to describe it that way, but she can barely remember the movie right now.
I think it's Bring It On All or Nothing.
She thinks it's Bring It On All or Nothing.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, yeah.
Because it goes like, it's cold in here. There must be some toros in the atmosphere.
Oh,
I said,
You're so cringy right now.
hey, I'm multitasking.
See, the best way I can explain it is, remember during Mr. Iglesias,
Yes.
the gal, Rita Perez, bullies Lorenzo but actually likes him?
Yes.
That's her.
I mean, kind of.
So I didn't see much of an issue with that. And again, I know I'm speaking of this as a guy, so I don't have the same experience, but...
Okay, because like usually in sci movies, they're supposed to be like, the girl is supposed to be like super sexy, kind of like seductive. So it feels like this movie was written by guys, and they were just like, we're gonna put this guinea pig because we can't make her sexy, not like other girls, and just stirred in the like completely wrong direction where it felt icky to watch, and I like dreaded whenever she was on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Because girls already get a bad rap of like playing with guys' feelings.
Don't watch Ginny and Georgia.
And I mean, like, some females do. I know, I was related to one. But, like, young boys are watching this movie.
I don't know what boys are going to get from this message. Like, they're going to be... I'm going to say it. We're focused on the spies on this movie. We're focused on the cool spies, guinea pigs doing flips.
And
Guinea pig driving a car.
and doing flips over.
That's what we focus on.
Yeah.
We're not focused on this weird little triangle.
Focused on as a kid.
Thank you, Jonelle. She said that she agrees with me on this.
Yes. I was disappointed when I rewatched it again as an adult.
It wasn't as cool as I remember it being.
Exactly.
It wasn't as cool, but
It just wasn't cool.
Casper Jr. just squeaked.
no, it wasn't as cool, but like it was also nice like getting like that flush of nostalgia of like those memories as a kid. Because I can remember how cool I thought it was. And that part made me happy. You know? Yeah.
I genuinely cried the first time I thought Speckles died.
Only to find out that the mole was a mole.
And I was so mad because I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I cried for this character and he's not dead?
You cry at a lot of animals, hon.
Name 5.
Honey, I seen you cry when you accidentally stepped on a spider. Well, I was cheering that she stepped on a spider.
I felt so bad.
No, I have to say though, Jonelle, do you agree that Speckles was like a true twist villain? Like you were not expecting Speckles to be the villain.
Honestly, I never paid attention to the villain in this movie.
Right?
Like,
Because
it's
there's so much going on.
Robot copy maker.
like, you could, like, there were, like, signs, but they weren't, like, in your face.
See, I think one major thing that this movie failed on is the motivation of the villain. Like
It's
it's
the Mojo Jojo.
From Powerpuff Girls?
yeah. What does Mojo Jojo have to do with this?
Like, I just feel like Mojo Jojo would have been like the good type of villain for this movie.
I
I
wouldn't
can
know.
see it.
I wouldn't know.
can see it.
I've watched one episode of Powerpuff Girls.
Jonelle is saying that Mojo Jojo would have been a good villain for the movie. But no, Speckles' motivation is really weird and offhanded. Like we never get like it's not till like almost the end of the movie, over halfway through the movie, that we learn about like where the guinea pigs and Speckles even like came
Can you hold
from
this?
or got like adopted or whatever.
I'm gonna totally take a picture. Don't mind me.
Hold on. Casper Jr.'s on top of Jonelle's head right now, and it's kind of entertaining. Because he does not give 2 craps in the world.
Okay. We're good. We're good.
But no, you don't learn about, like, where they came from till, like, over halfway through the movie.
I'm sending it in the group
And
chat.
get
Don't
this
worry.
passing comment about, oh yeah, they were going to turn where he lived into a golf course, so I found him. And then at the end of the movie, you get this small cutscene of like his dad ripping into him and like, make sure you get your revenge, and that's it. And I'm like, that's a really. You just kind of just put that there because you had no other good spot to really put it or flush it out, really.
I just think a Mojo Jojo type of villain who had, like motivation of what he was going to do would have been great for this movie.
Jonelle said a Mojo Jojo type villain where they knew what they were going to do and had that motivation would have been great for this movie. And I agree with that. Because it was weirdly offhanded to have. It was weirdly offhanded how we had this, like, villain of a mole.
Nope.
I'm gonna switch you out, Jonelle.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay. Give us a good second.
Dana. I was gonna sing that one theme, but I can't. Welcome back, Jonelle.
Let me tell you how hard it is to podcast with a very active baby.
He looks so smug. Sean says he knows the feeling.
But yeah,
The baby is so excited to be back with Dad, by the way.
this movie did need some direction.
I did think it just needed more time. Like from the get-go, it starts off really fast right away because it's like the FBI's gonna shut us down. We got one more mission. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
And it's their first mission, too.
No, it's not.
They talk about it like 3 times during the movie. Like, this is our first mission. Our
I
first
didn't hear
real
that part.
mission. Yeah.
Did you hear that part, Jonelle?
I honestly didn't pay attention to that part.
But no, like, I don't know, like
It started off high energy, like it just continues with the energy.
and it just needed to have a little bit more time to let things
cool down.
Develop a little bit more.
And this is why I think like a villain would have been good, is just because just a villain with more activity going on with them to where they could build more of a story around these high-strung characters.
Well, and with the like subplot of like them wanting to get shut down and stuff, I would have had it start with a mission already in progress that went successful for them to get back and learn that they're going to try and get rid of their department, and we go from there type thing, you know? Because at least that establishes a base of like, no, these guinea pigs are like good at what they're doing, and now we have an established plot line and things like that.
It also gave me type of Lava Boy and like
Shark Girl and Lava Boy.
yeah.
Shark Girl and Lava Boy.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say it wrong? Yes.
Well, I said Lava Boy because I was thinking Lava Boy and Water Girl.
You think she said Shark Girl and Lava Boy? And here I am like, you rejects.
Oh, I am so sorry, friends.
You see, I'm the type of person who like does lyrics all the time. What? Oh my gosh, we were watching this. This is a good tangent. It's like 5 seconds. We were watching Wizards of Waverly Place, and there's like a part in the song where it's like, you know what, everything's gonna be a breeze when you just read, when you do a book port. You know everything's gonna be a breeze. Start of an ease. Write a report on a book you never read.
Hold up.
Yeah, write a report on a book you never read. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was write a book report on the making of your bed until like yesterday. So yeah.
Hold up.
Nice one.
Asper Jr. just let out a big fart. And now he seems content.
Okay, here we go.
But no, I do have to say, I think that the guy so there's these two kids that end up like adopting Juarez and Blaster. And I think the kid, I honestly think that the kid who adopted Blaster, the little boy, I see him and all I can think of is Sid from Toy Story. That's all I can think of. And the whole scene of like him driving the car and like the kids chasing to catch him, hilarious to me. I thought that was like really freaking funny.
I do think like going off of like the Toy Story plot, I think this would have been like a good Toy Story, like except, you know, the kid had these guinea pigs for a few years, you know, and they had like a special communication that like these guinea pigs were like investigative type guinea pigs, you know, and they had these spy type things. And then like something happened where like the kid gets out of the home and then the guinea pigs have to like rescue.
Like Airbuds?
See, I'm thinking of this a lot more like Secret Life of Pets type deal, Wonder Pets type. It's in that same vein of stuff. But I like the idea that of them being like an actual faction of the government and like genuine like, yeah, we're gonna use animals, and
That part is cool, but like it just didn't mash well.
again, I think that is a development issue. Because again, I feel like if they
Unless they were like a family of secret agents and they also trained all their pets to be secret agents, and then they like went on this family mission and kabam, kapow, the government bad juju man is gone.
You know what really bothered me about this movie? They were like, okay, we're teaching a bunch of animals how to be like secret agents, but it's like 3 guinea pigs, 1 mole, and then a bunch of insects.
I think it's just because again,
Budget.
yeah, it comes down to budget. But like they established the premise of like, oh yeah, since the Civil War, animals have been used to gather intelligence. And I like that they set at that groundwork. Again, I just think it was a development issue. They didn't have enough time to flush it out a little bit more. If they allowed the movie to be a little bit longer, say like 2 hours long, just an extra half hour, that would have been enough to give it a little bit more room to breathe. But I also think maybe another medium for us for this kind of story, like a series. You know, just
A series would have been good for
a
this.
I think
series
so.
of just secret agent guinea pigs.
Because then the guinea pigs on each mission could have something high strung and outrageous.
Exactly.
It would be like an extended Perry the Platypus TV show.
I was
Yes.
just thinking of that.
Do you see
Yes.
us
Bro.
in a brain cell right now?
Disney, you just need to hire us if you're thinking of watching movies. We can help you flush them out a little bit better.
Do you see us?
Hire these Imagineers. That one you can't see because they are holding a baby.
I mean, Disney, if you want to hire us,
We're listening.
Disney,
doesn't even know we exist.
the company I work for, pays royalties to you, and we use your licensing on our products. I already work with you in a way,
Just hire us direct.
and we'll just brainstorm some ideas.
we would like to make this our full-time job to watch Disney movies and rate them.
You're pre-critics, so you know what should change.
We could have told you.
Snow White was bad.
Here's how you fix Snow White. You kill Snow White in the first 5 minutes, and then the rest is about the evil queen learning how to be a good person.
That's like 7 seasons of Once Upon a Time. But no.
What you do is you release like best of Snow White from Once Upon a Time.
You
and that-
stop the remakes of live action things.
Or if you're going to make a live action, make it worth it.
So, there's 2 things I want to bring up. So, as much as this was a bad movie, as far as movie, there's one thing that this movie did amazingly well on.
The CGI of the animals.
All the CGI.
I think I figured out why.
Tell me more.
Okay. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Guinea pigs have small mouths. Because when I think of CGI animals talking, it's either a lion
Rawr.
or the earbuds.
The what?
That one golden retriever who plays basketball who
Oh,
had a bunch of
Like golden retriever puppies.
yes. And they have like really awkward like animated mouths that kind of look like this all the time. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that because that grosses me out. I'm sorry, audience. But I think the reason it works is because like not chipmunk, like the way that the guinea pig like mouth is like constructed makes it so they hide a lot of that like mouth movement. Unlike lions and other things, they don't have like 2 like cheeks right here, to like.
We'll also think of like they have pretty small arms too, decently, that get hidden in their fat.
Yeah, so like I feel like it's less uncanny valley, although whenever I saw the guinea pig stand up, I was like, oh my god.
Anyways, but no. Well, my thought with the CGI is
Do you want me to tap out?
yes, please.
And we are having a little
I almost stepped on the cord.
elevator music break. If you ever listen to that in an elevator, I am so sorry.
So, I think the other important thing with the CGI is that unlike now, a lot of movies and TV shows now are full CGI.
Mhm.
Like, when that happens, you're blending fake with fake.
Yeah.
You can only get it so real. But for things like Narnia, which we talked about this with, in this movie, there's a lot more real sets to them, a lot more real life to them. And having that real life to match to,
Yeah.
you can blend it better just that way because you have something real there to compare it to. You need it to blend with real life. If you have computer generated real life and you don't have that natural.
You know what I just thought of? If Disney wants to continue on this live action trend, they've been doing a lot of their live action, like with the characters being real humans. But like often the dwarves, we've noticed they still had human faces, but there's things sculpted around them. You know how in Avatar, like, I think Avatar, the first Avatar, not Avatar, the last Airbender Avatar, I'm talking about the Blue Monkey people, they were done really well.
They were.
And I think if we used that type of, like, still using a human body, but covering them in a blue suit type of thing with a whole bunch of dots, because that's what they used for Avatar.
That's kind of like what they did for Beauty and the Beast with the Beast. But the thing is, he still looked computerized. Just look at this. But the thing is, when you have things like, we'll go back to like Narnia versus like live action Lion King. There's a clear difference between how Aslan looks versus Mufasa or Simba or whatever. And Aslan looks better.
Aslan looks like a lion.
Yes, and I think a big part of that is you have no choice. You have to make him blend in with actual real world stuff. And when you have that physical real world that you can't really change, it makes you have to put in more work to make it realistic.
Yeah.
You have it computer generated, you can change it however you want.
Well,
And it'll look how it's gonna look. You're not having real life pushed right up against it.
the reason, like, why I'm saying this, though, the reason why I'm saying this, though, is just because, like, while they're trying to figure out how the dress is gonna move while they're wearing, like, it would still be their real face. It's just they'd be wearing the suit to keep track of their animations. And so while they are trying to, like, sculpt the movement of the dress, what their motion body, so that way they're not making these fake ass costumes. Sorry, but like,
But I mean, that's the thing. Like,
because Snow White was a, I'm sorry, we're going back on a rebuild of Snow White in this episode, but like, they did the real dress in this fake storyland setting. They were not making the real blend in with the fake.
exactly. That's
So if they're going to continue with the fake, make it fake real, and then make real fake.
they needed a real environment. That's when you have like I'm gonna use Wicked as an example. Wicked had fully live sets,
Yes,
and it looked amazing.
it was stunning.
Despite there being actual CGI. The goat professor, Dr. Dillerman, looked amazing. Because you have the realism that you have to make it blend with, and it works. You can't make
It needs to be done in theater scenes where you can make a whole prop, do the scene in that prop, and then use CGI for your transition into the next prop.
That was my issue with when we first watched the Snow White trailer, was it looked too fake. They tried to make the fake real without having anything real.
Disney, listen to us. And hire us as subcontractors.
Consultants.
Exactly.
But
We'll give you the hard facts.
I mean, it's not wrong. When you have the real there, you can't change it. You can't change what's real. If it's fake, fake can be whatever you want it to be. If it looks real while being fake, without the real being there to compare it to, it's gonna look real
Also,
to a degree.
Disney, we're using the Fair Use Claimer Act, by the way. Please don't sue us. I was paying attention to what you listened, but I also just felt like, got to throw out to the Disney lawyers.
Yeah.
Please don't sue us.
But I mean, I don't know, like, because this movie, it did really well. Like that car chase scene. That, I mean, as much as I obviously knew it was fake, it didn't look fake.
Yeah.
It didn't. The weird coffee machine transformers, all things considered, weren't bad. The effects weren't bad.
Well, and then this just has, like, honestly, the 2000 CGI was just pretty good.
It was great. There's a whole thing online about the backwards progression of CGI. And I think it just comes down to you need to learn that balance. Not everything can be CGI. CGI may be cheap, but not everything can be CGI. Old movies work so well because people can interact with their environment.
Mm-hmm.
If you just make up the environment, what good does that do?
Oh my God,
What? Tell me more.
Barbie movies.
Yeah?
like the Barbie movies you have there
Yeah.
is the fake real. Think about it.
Yes, I know what you mean, but yes, it's all completely animated though. But yes.
But like if you're going to do something like that type of Barbie would be the fake real, you know?
We'll need to establish this afterwards because you're starting to lose me with the words you're using.
Well, okay, like I'm talking about like think about the scenery in Barbie movies because like if we compare this to the scenery in Snow White, they were trying to do like this tall castle in the misty like swirly clouds above and type of thing. But like that's kind of the background drawing of some of Barbie movies
Yeah.
and they just needed a more realistic looking Barbie.
Disney has to learn live action doesn't mean
Full CGI.
exactly. And I know this was a hot topic when it came to like Lion King because people call it a live action, but it's completely computer generated. It's not live action, which I understand to a point. But I'm like, live action does not mean just actors. Like part of like what makes the Lilo and Stitch trailer look so great is that everything it looks like a real Hawaiian town. It's
Though I will say I'm actually a bit skeptical for the Lilo and Stitch movie now
which is fair.
because they're just not on a good movie trend.
Mm-hmm. But they weren't in the
Disney, look back at your 2000s movies. That's all I got to say.
Disney goes through this though. The Black Cauldron was the last Disney burst. It was the last Disney bust before the Disney Renaissance happened. And now we had the mother of all busts happen. So it gives me not necessarily hope, but it gives me something to look forward to, knowing that we finally hit that low to low. Because people thought that Wish was going to be that low, or that because it was a Little Mermaid that brought around the Disney Renaissance.
I hate to tell you, but based off of what I have learned in my earning my master's of business, there's also a thing called the downfall of corporations.
I know, and with all the corporations right now, they're all in the same boat.
With these movies flopping as they are,
Mm-hmm.
Disney is beginning that trend of they are phasing out.
Yep, but
Disney, stay relevant. Hire me.
they needed better consultants and thinking about like Disney didn't used to put out so many movies a year. They didn't. It used to be maybe one a year because they would be investing into that movie, into yes, like pushing the boundaries of film, but that also doesn't mean taking away what makes movies
Taking away the
film.
credibility of the movie.
The credibility, but also film is supposed to build upon itself. Are you really building upon it if you're trying to get to a point where you're phasing out every aspect of the film for computer generation? For something to where that's physically not real? It builds on itself because you always like when you look at movies like Darby O'Gill, fully live action, real place. The special effects at the time were considered amazing. But you look at the progression, everything builds upon itself. Live. Then you can add in the special effects, new things with music, like what John Williams does for for movies nowadays.
So with The Lion King, do you think they should have shot it at the zoo then? Or like gone and travel the world to like record actual animals like moving in herds and
In some ways, yeah, they should have. Lion King is a hard one because of the nature of it. Um, I think Snow White is a better example to use because there are aspects of fantasy. There are aspects that are probably gonna have to be CGI. You have a queen that can use magic, but there's nothing saying that you couldn't have had a physical set for the dwarf house. You
heck,
couldn't.
even Wizards of Waverly Place did good with their magic.
Yeah. little. If you look back, and not so much, but at the time, it was great. But they could have had a real house set for the dwarves, not CGI. They could have Casper Jr. They could have had like the dwarves' mind be real or more real, and then you have that realism. Hell, they were in a forest.
The forest could have been real.
Couldn't have been that
The
house.
apple orchard.
Orchard. Yes, that could have been real. They could have made a better and like I didn't.
They could have used their own damn castle.
There are so many things that Disney could have done in Snow White, and I know we're back on Snow White. It's just still relevant.
Snow White is just a good example for what they did wrong.
And this movie kind of shows more emphasis on the CGI of what they did right. It took place in the real. That was a real pet store. Anyways, I don't think we have anything more to talk about this movie.
No, but we do have a slight emergency.
So we're gonna get going, people.
Good night, friends.
Bye, friends.
Bye.